Hey guys, today I'm bringing you my March wrap-up. That was me wrapping it up. And today's video is being sponsored in part by Little Brown. I read a total of 6 books in the month of March, which isn't a whole lot, but I'm still happy with that number because I had a fun time reading, and that's all that matters, right? Right, so let's get started with the wrap-up. The first book I read was Jacobi by William Ritter, and this book follows a girl named Abigail who has just arrived in New England in 1892, and she is in major need of a job. Her path crosses with an investigator by the name of Jacobi, and he's in need of an assistant, and so Abigail steps in and takes on that role. She begins to realize that Jacobi is not your normal investigator, and that he's able to see supernatural creatures. Whoa. I had a few issues with this book, the main thing being the writing. I wasn't a huge fan of the way it was written. It just didn't flow very well, and it was also a bit repetitive at times. I also just wasn't a huge fan of the character Jacobi. He was just a little bit too much for me, but for the most part this was a fun book. If you're just looking for a light, fun read, then I would suggest picking this up. But if you're looking for something that will just blow your mind, then I probably wouldn't pick up this book. I'm not sure if I'm going to be picking up the sequel. I'm not necessarily dying to continue on with the series, but if I ever feel like I just want to pick it up and read it for a good old time, then I'll probably do that. I did a full review of this book, so if you want to know more of my thoughts, then you can click on this here book cover, and I will also leave a link down below to the video. So go check that out if you want to hear more of my thoughts on Jacobi. The next book I read was Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, and this is the second book in the Lunar Chronicles series. I can't go into too much detail as to what this book is about because obviously it's a sequel and I don't want to spoil you. This is a Little Red Riding Hood retelling, and I wouldn't say that I liked it more than Cinder. I kind of felt like the new characters that were introduced just weren't that great, and I didn't find them as interesting. I didn't feel like Scarlet had much of a personality. I mostly just wanted more of Cinder in this book because I just love Cinder's character and I just wanted more of her. But I'm definitely going to be continuing on with the series because it's just a fun time and I'm really interested to see where it goes, so I will definitely be picking up Cress soon. I did do a full book review and discussion on this book, so if you want to see that, you can click on the cover, and I will also leave a link down below. The next book I picked up is My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Warga, and there is a trigger warning for suicide with this book, so if that's something that affects you, I would not suggest picking this book up. And because of that, I'm not going to go into too much detail as to what this book is about, but I will say that this book was just so good. I loved it so much. It's a new favorite of mine. I was completely blown away by the fact that this is a debut novel by a debut author. It was just so good, such a fantastic debut. And I'm definitely going to be picking up more books by Jasmine Warga because this book just kind of messed with my feelings, gave me a lot of feels, and I just loved it so much. I also did a full book review on this book. If you want to see more of my thoughts on it, then you can click on this here book, and I will also leave a link down below. Then I read Grasshopper Jungle by Andrew Smith. This is a book that's just been sitting on my shelf for a long time, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick up that book and read it this month because it's just been sitting there collecting dust, and so I read it, and unfortunately I did not enjoy this book as much as I've enjoyed other books by Andrew Smith. This book follows a boy named Austin and his friend Robbie and how they unleash an army of unstoppable 6-foot-tall praying mantis in a small town in Iowa. Trust me, this book was as weird as it sounds. This is probably one of the weirdest books I've ever read, to be honest. I just was not expecting it to be as weird as it was. I had heard that it was a weird book, but didn't expect it to be as weird as it was. I just felt like the writing wasn't up to par with other books by Andrew Smith. This one just kind of fell flat for me. The writing was very detailed and there was just a lot going on, and it was just a little bit too much at times. And I felt like the over-detailed writing really slowed down the story, and at times it really dragged on for me. I will say though, if you're looking for a young adult book that just stands out and is just different than any book you've ever read, this is probably the book for you. This book is unlike any young adult book that I've ever read. It was super weird. I had a fun time reading it, I just didn't love it as much as I was hoping to love it, but you might like it if you like weird books. Then I read Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Infernal Devices trilogy, and we follow a girl named Tessa Gray who is traveling from New York to London to be reunited with her brother, or so she thinks, because when she lands in London, she's kidnapped by these 2 sisters who call themselves the Dark Sisters, and Tessa finds out that she has the ability to transform into different people, so she has the ability to shapeshift. Tessa escapes, and she seeks help from the Shadowhunter Institute of London, and together they team up to help find Tessa's brother. I loved the writing, the setting, the characters. Overall, this book was A+. I did a full review and discussion on this book, so if you want to know more of my thoughts, then you can click on this book, and I will also leave a link down below. And the last book I read in the month of March was We Should Hang Out Sometime by Josh Sundquist. This book follows Josh's experience with trying to figure out why at age 25 he had never had a girlfriend. He goes through his life and uncovers different experiences he's had with dating, and then he goes and asks the girls that he's had these experiences with why they thought it never worked out. It was hilarious and awkward, but at times it was frustrating. Not because the book was bad, because the book was fantastic, but because you kind of become a cheerleader when you're reading this book, because you see Josh in all these different experiences. You're rooting for Josh throughout this book for him to finally get into a relationship, and every time it feels like you're just let down, and you know it's coming, like you know that he's going to be rejected, and you know that the relationship's just not going to work out, because that's what this book is about, him trying to figure out why none of the relationships work. You know that you're going to be let down by the end of each story, but you're still rooting for Josh to get into that relationship. So that was the frustrating aspect of this book. I still really love this book. I thought it was an excellent read. So for those of you who watched my TBR challenge for the month of March, you know that I also had planned to read The Kiss of Deception. And did you see the Kiss of Deception in this video? No, you did not. So guess what that means? I've got to do a challenge, and I'm not looking forward to it. So I've got my first TBR challenge video up right here, and I'm gonna scroll through the comments and just pick a random comment and hope that I get a challenge. Hopefully it's not too terrible. Pray for me. All right, here we go. That's a reward. Challenge, and it's not that great of a challenge. It says draw a mustache with a permanent marker. I can do that, but I'm gonna add something else to it because I just feel like that's just not that crazy of a challenge. I've done that before. Crack an egg on your head while singing Kumbaya. Well, since I'm combining this challenge, I'm not gonna sing Kumbaya, but I'll do the egg and I'll do the mustache, so let's do this thing. I'ma go get my supplies. Okay, I've got a towel to protect myself from the egg, and I've got my Sharpie, and I'm ready to do this. Why did I decide to start doing this? I don't really know, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it because I failed. With my luck, this is gonna stop recording when I crack the egg on my head, and I'm gonna have to do it again because you guys gotta see it happen. Okay, mustache time. Let's do it. We're gonna put a party on my face. Oh yeah, permanent marker. Oh yeah. Oh, got a little curl. Ha ha ha. I got pretty good at this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that stash. Look at that. Look at that. Uh-huh. Oh, we missed a little spot right there. Okay. Okay. Oh, that spot right there. Gotta make it nice and good, you know? Okay. We have a stash. Now comes the egg. The egg. I'm not looking forward to the egg. I feel like I'm gonna get egg all over my books. I'm nervous, you guys. 1, 2. Oh! Egg is all over me. Why did I decide to start doing stuff like this? Oh! 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 This is not fun. I don't like this. Oh, it's getting all over the place. Okay, well, I'm gonna end this video now. I hope that you guys liked this. What am I doing with my life? Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. I'm just gonna go down because I'm gonna get egg everywhere if I don't otherwise. Egg you later. I read a total and I killed but this is a little red, little red. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, okay. Why did I do that? Egg's gonna go everywhere. I feel like I've got egg in my hair, and this stash is ridiculous. Making sure I didn't get egg on my books. I didn't. Good. Well, that was a grand old time. I'm gonna go take a shower now.